Once upon a time in the huge bamboo forest, there were two bears. One was a large classic with black and white fur, while the other was a smaller, fluffy bear with mostly red fur. However, one thing both bears had in common was the distinctive dark circle around their under eyes. One day, some weird dude named Nerik went strolling through the bamboo forest. He discovered the giant black and white bear, which he simply named Giant Panda. It was massive like a mountain. Well, not that big, but you get the point. Soon afterwards, Giant Black and White Panda became famous. Everyone came to know him as Panda. The red panda became jealous and angry because he wanted to be known as Panda. He decided to challenge the giant panda to a competition of 3 races. Race 1 was a bamboo eating race. Rules: whoever eats 1 meter of bamboo the fastest is the winner. Race 2 was a bamboo tree climbing race. Rules: whoever grabs the ribbon at the top of the bamboo tree is the winner. Race 3 was a bamboo boat race. Rules: you must row a bamboo paddle raft to the end of the river. Whoever gets there first is the winner. The red panda and the giant panda stood in the middle of a huge circle of jungle animals. There were lions, monkeys, cows, rhinos, cheetahs, eagles, turtles, spiders, and dinosaurs. Joke. Half the animals wore red to cheer for the red panda, and the other half wore white to cheer for the giant panda. Tony the turtle, who was the most popular and fair animal, took the role of starter. Sammy the snail wanted to start the race, but the other animals couldn't trust him to be fair, as he was a bit of a slime ball. "Competitors, are you ready?" shouted Tony the turtle. "Take your marks, get set, bananas!" All the animals laughed and cheered. Both pandas were frustrated with the stupid joke from the not-so-funny Tony. "Okay, this time I will be serious," shouted the turtle. "Take your marks, get set, eat!" The pandas picked up their meter-long chunk of bamboo and ate with all their might. The red panda knew he had a disadvantage, as he was a lot smaller. His mouth was smaller and his throat was smaller. Nevertheless, he gave it everything he had. He was nibbling the bamboo with his little mouth, but he was no match for the giant panda, who was able to dismantle the bamboo in one giant gulp. After swallowing the bamboo whole, the giant panda let out a loud burp. Smelled like a mixture of bamboo and leaves. The animals wearing white cheered, and the animals wearing red booed and hissed, and complained that it wasn't fair. Once the smell reached the circle of the animals, they all groaned and tried to cover their nose. Ella the elephant was the most offended because she couldn't remove the stench from the inside of her long trunk. The red panda tried to console his fans. "It's okay," he said. "I will win the climbing race for sure. Everyone knows giant pandas can't climb trees, and I'm the fastest panda climbing in all of the jungle. Relax, my loyal fans." The red panda threw what was remaining of his bamboo on the ground, flexed his biceps and six-pack, and off he went to the bamboo tree for the climbing race. The giant panda quietly followed and knew that this event would be hard for him to win. But luckily, he was already up 1-0. All the animals congregated around the famous bamboo climbing tree. The red panda went to one side and the giant panda went to the other. Tony the turtle went in between the competitors. The animals in the audience were arguing, trash-talking, cheering, hissing, booing, eating dumplings and drinking tea. "Competitors, are you ready?" roared the turtle. "I was born ready," boasted the red panda. The giant panda was full from demolishing his 1-meter roll of bamboo. Once again, he stunk out the starter and the jungle animals watching the competition. In between trying to block his nose, the turtle shouted, "Take your marks, get set, climb!" He then passed out because the smell of the burp was too much for his nose to take. The giant panda wrapped his big paws around the tree and tried to put his legs around the bamboo. He was struggling with all his might. Whenever he lifted his right leg, his left leg would fall down. Every time he started to make progress, he would just slip. He was getting nowhere at all up the tree. He looked up and saw the red panda practically at the top. The red panda was looking down, laughing at the giant panda. The red panda reached the top of the bamboo tree, grabbed the ribbon, and gracefully slid all the way down to the bottom. The giant panda was still cuddling the tree on the ground. The red panda waved the ribbon in the giant panda's face and shouted, "Woohoo! In your face, you giant slob of a panda!" The animals in the audience, wearing red, let out a huge roar and laughed at the animals in white. They started chanting, "Loser, loser, loser!" The red panda flexed his biceps and six-pack, and the animals in the crowd cheered even louder. The female animals went crazy for their hunky red panda. "What a babe!" Mother Hen said to her red hen friend. With the scores locked up at 1-1, the pandas headed down to the river for the boat race. All the animals followed and were full of suspense. Who would win the boat race? Nobody had any idea. Will the giant panda be too heavy? Will the red panda be too small? This race was going to be a classic. This was the most important race in the history of pandas. The winner of the race would not only have bragging rights, but would officially have the name of Panda. I mean, think about it. Would you want to be called the giant human if you were big, or the red human if you're red? As the animals reached the body of water, the smaller red panda was given his bamboo boat, and the giant panda was given his bamboo boat. The red panda laughed out loud when he saw the small little raft that the giant panda had, and said, "You won't be able to stay afloat with that raft, you big giant joke of a panda." Tony the turtle was at the edge of the river. "Competitors, are you ready?" "I was born ready," the red panda boasted. "I'm as ready as I ever will be," said the giant panda. By the sound of his voice, it was obvious that he was not confident. "Okay, take your marks. Get set, row!" Tony shouted, and the race was underway. Both pandas started evenly. They pushed their rafts into the water and jumped on board. The lighter red panda easily started rowing on his raft. The giant panda, on the other hand, was losing its balance on the small raft. "Oh no, this raft is too small," he groaned in agony. The red panda was making light work of this race. He was well ahead. He looked back and noticed the giant panda slowly moving. In fact, it looked like he was still stuck at the shore. The red panda thought he would flex to his admiring fans watching from the bank. He stood up and flexed his biceps and six-pack to his #1 fan, Mother Hen. Mother Hen smiled and blew him a kiss and said, "Go my hunky funky red panda, you can do it." As the red panda was flexing his muscles, an unexpected small wave knocked the raft and caused him to fall off into the river. Although pandas can swim, they are not exactly dolphins. The giant panda slowly paddled away, working his backside off. The red panda was doggy paddling, frantically trying to get back on his raft. Unfortunately for him, the raft kept drifting away. It was too difficult for the red panda to find his raft. The giant panda slowly but surely paddled all the way to the finish line and won the deciding race. All the animals cheered from the riverbank. Tony the turtle declared the giant panda the winner of the competition. From that day on, the giant panda was forever known as the Panda, and the red panda was forever known as the red panda.